Bigger, bluer, better. Ladies and gentlemen, hello, welcome to the review of the Blue Guardian. The most improved engine out of all of them. Oh, wow, just the transformation from the tiny 4-wide boiler to this monster. Just wow, just look at this engine! Jesus Christ. There's a lot I need to talk about with this engine, so enough fart assing around, let's jump straight in, shall we? So, of course we start at the front, and you can see a lot is going on here. We've got a lot of slope pieces going on, we've got smoke deflectors, we've got a combination of colours, and we have a little star as well, because from the shop I was buying from to get all of these slope pieces, I saw this, and I was like, you know what, that at the front would look pretty cool. But I kind of wish I bought two more, or possibly just two, just to put on like the smoke deflectors on the side. But I think the one at the front just works, you know, it's fine enough. It's fine enough, it's pretty good. The funnel is tiny, but it works. This is literally the perfect size for this type of engine. It's a 1x3 Technic piece with a 1x3 tile underneath, just so it sits better on top of the face of the boiler. We have a light in front of it as well, which is to, well, every engine needs a light basically, and I can't really put it on this face because it's sloped. We have massive smoke deflectors. I said to my dad, I found these pieces, I was like, they're really dirty, would you mind giving them a clean for me, or should I do something else? And he's like, yeah, okay, what are you going to use them for? And I said to him, these are going to be like smoke deflectors for my blue engine. He looked at me and said, these are airplane wings, we're not using them. I looked at him and was like, what set has blue wings? It's a really old set, so, you know, fair enough, he's got it, but, you know, this is being put to better use now. This is history, okay? Arguably the set that these were from were also part of history, but, you know, this is better, because as a train, it's my channel, I said so, so ha. Moving on, we have dark grey pieces for the wheel bases, rather than black, and because of the combination of it with the blue, it looks so nice. The black has been used for 3 other engines, being Big Red, the Greyhound, and Emerald Champion. So I thought, you know what, this would be a very good time to try and use a different colour. Now that I've said this, especially after seeing all the details, that shitty green Jetzilla, green jet engine, bullshit engine was destroyed. Okay? I made this clear, well, I said this to a couple of people in the comments, but I'm going to make it official now. After making the third video, the modification video for it, I destroyed it. I thought, you know what, nothing is working for this engine. I'm getting rid of it. An electric steam engine, what the fuck was I thinking? So that's gone, and those pieces have been put to better use. I've got all the green, like, bricks and slopes put back in the box that I bought it from. I was like, oh, fuck, wasted. Well, not really. I mean, it had its shining moments. Right, back to this engine, shall we? Okay, so, where were we? Wheelbases. I like this little detail. I was going to try this for the 2 tenders at the back. But, first of all, the first tender has drive wheels, so that eliminated that immediately. And the second tender is only 6 wide. This is 8 wide. So that's definitely not going to work. I was going to try a few things, like a couple of skirts, maybe, but it's just too difficult. It really is, trying to go from 8 to 6 and trying to keep it all nice. It just can't work. We have the buffers with a little, what's it called, like a plough, I suppose. It's too tiny for it to be a plough. The plough needs to be the size of the cow catchers from like the Toy Story train and like the Ghost train. You know, from those sets they have that massive cow catcher. The snow plough needs to be that size. If they release that as a brick from the next Lego train set, that would be fantastic. I'll probably put that on this engine, to be honest. Probably just for the sake of it being streamlined. That'd be quite interesting, actually. Let's move on to more details on the wheelbases, shall we? So we have a lot going on here. We have the smaller driver wheels, which I thought were going to be... Honestly, I was going to try something with these and actually move them a little closer together. But they were rubbing against each other. I thought, no, I can't have this going on because it's going to grind them, it's going to break them. Something's going to go wrong, so I just need to space them out. and these are at the same spacings as the standard Lego driving wheels are, which is, you know, when you look at these you can see the gap, so it's a bit odd. So yeah, it's got its perks. It's not too bad, but it could be better. Now these are the little 2 long or 2 wide, whatever you want to use, that go into the wheel and connect to the driving rod. These are 3 wide. This was an interesting idea I wanted to try out because of the technique and the building style I'm using here. So I've only had to use either that hole, or that hole to connect this to. The middle one makes the most sense, so I went ahead with that. I've got 6 without friction, which means I can just lift this up. You know, it's all nice and loose, nice and free. But this one, just lift that up by a tiny bit and it stays in position. So I've pushed that down as much as I can just to keep it like that, and that's where it works at its best, to be honest. There's no set position I can keep it in, you know, for it to run out its smoothest. Plus I went with the first set because this is like the heaviest set of the engine, or I say that as the wheels won't fucking turn. Come on, turn. Actually no, I'm not going to blame it on the engine not being the thing to have the wheels turn. I have an uneven floor, so I'm going to blame it on that. So yeah, let's move on, shall we? It's an interesting idea. It's not something I recommend because it's kind of silly. It's well, I say that because I've been using the other techniques for the other engines. Do try it. If you can find a different way that makes it work, then go for it. One thing I should point out as well is that I'm using these little grey pieces as well. In an ideal world, I was going to use more of these, but from the shops I was buying on Bricklink, they only had so much of these. I was like, I'm not going to go to another shop just to buy more of these. It's ridiculous. And I was surprised how many of these I had. I mean, I've got loads of these. What set are they from? Let's do a bit of research, I think. We have the cab, nice and streamlined. The roof of the cab meets the roof of the boiler. I kind of skipped over the boiler, to be honest, because there was nothing to really talk about. It shows how bland it is. But at the same time, this is probably the roundest looking boiler I've made. It's so nice. Look at this. I've got these 2x4 slopes along here as well. It all works. It all works, and it's absolutely amazing. I love it. Going into the tenders now, we have the 8 wide section here that kind of... Normally there'll be like a little thing there that connects the two together, but because it's Lego and because the turning... What's the word? The overhang, that's it. Because the overhang is so massive, that would basically rub against like that bit there on this side. It'd be ridiculous to try and make it any closer. And it just goes straight into 6 wide and then it goes straight into 4 wide. And it's a bit of a silly look. But arguably, the silliest look are these fins. Why do I have these fins on here? Why not? Such a train doesn't exist, so I can do what I want with it. This as a tender, tell you what, if I took that off and then say it, so this as a tender looks pretty damn good. If this was just like a normal Challenger sort of thing with that tender, the streamlining look would be amazing. And to be honest, I kept this very similar to the version of the Blue Guardian before it turned into a quad. So sticking to that idea of trying to keep it to the same height of the coaches was a go-to thing. And to be honest, there isn't much else to really talk about this engine. The most improved engine, but not the busiest. I think this is now the default engine to pull the Express. So that is definitely something to think on when it comes to making like future videos, I suppose. But yeah, Blue Guardian, looking good. Thank you for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you all in the next episode. Bye bye.